Hello everyone, my name is Ramesh and my teammate's name is Ika, and our submission to Traffic Tamer challenge app is called CrowdPark. CrowdPark is a community-based iOS app for finding nearby available parking spots. Think of it as a Waze for parking. CrowdPark is a completely hands-free solution and it's tightly integrated with OpenXC platform for Ford vehicles, and we fully comply with Ford's in-vehicle approval criteria. Let's take a look at how the application actually works. As you could see, once you fire open the application, the app uses phone's geolocation and tracks the user location as they are driving around. They really don't have to, touch the application at all or touch the phone at all. In case we are using OpenXC, at this point of time, if the phone is connected with a Ford Focus car or any Ford car which supports OpenXC, we are getting the details of user's location through OpenXC. I'm currently located at San Francisco, and the simulator is showing that these are the parking spots that are open by. We are actually using a heat map method to show where there are available parking spots, and as you could see, based on the size of the heat map, the chances of finding parking on these locations are pretty hard to find. So this will help driver to plan accordingly. As more and more users start using the application, our data will be refined, and the application will add more value to the users. In order to use the application, we are using Facebook as a login mechanism. So the user has to be logged in with Facebook, and it's pretty simple. So you select the login option. If you're already authorized, in my case, you just say, you approve the application, and then, we use that as a tracking mechanism to store the user information. Not only you need to have an active login, you should also have a vehicle to park. So what you can do is we have an whole option of managing the vehicles. As you could see, I've already added a particular vehicle. You can manage any number of vehicles. We don't really have a limit. So we are loading all the make, model, and year information through the Edmunds Open API. So it's pretty simple. There's nothing much to describe up here. So this is the one vehicle I have in my profile. So let's see how CrowdPark works with my vehicle. So imagine I'm driving around, and at this point I have actually found a parking spot. So all I have to do is, once I park my car and I am safe to use my phone, I just click on the button found parking. So the app application, okay, you have list of vehicles. In my case, there's only one. Pick a vehicle which you are actively parking and pick a duration. Let's say I want to park for 30 minutes, and voila, that's it. It shows that this is where you are planning to park, and this is the car you have used parking. You can always ask for walking directions. You can check the parking rates. We don't have that information currently, but we are planning to add that in the next release. You can see what are the rules for the parking. So the parking rules are also collected from the users. In this case, I've actually added parking rules for this particular location. So if someone else enters in this application, somebody else gets to take advantage of it. Let's say if you are parked at a spot where the parking rules are not available, the app would ask you to fill in, some basic information so that it's helpful for other people. So at this point, you can again adjust the times. Instead of 30 minutes, let's say I want to park only for 10 minutes, you can again adjust the time, and all you have to do is check in. So at this point of time, this particular location is stored into our cloud database, saying that, hey, someone has actually parked their car in this location, and we track that as an active parking spot from here onwards for other users to take advantage of it. So at this point, we do heavily depend on the community to help us collect the parking spot information anywhere. So this application works anywhere in the world. It's not just restricted to London. But what we are trying to do is to work with different parking operators and preload that data into our backend so that the app has actual value, when the user starts using the application. So let's say in this case, you are parked in. If you go back to the home screen, let's say you want to just terminate the application because right now, let's say you're in a restaurant or something, and you're not worried about the parking. When you come back in the same application, now the app knows that you have an active parking going on, and this is where you have parked the car. And now that you see that, you're seeing a different profile, and the counter shows what's the time remaining. So you can just leave it as it is, or let's say instead of 10 minutes, you're done with your business in let's say 5 minutes, and you just want to, at this point, you want to check out of the parking spot, or you're moving out. So you get into the car, and before you walk out, before you drive away, all you have to do is you say check out, and what happens is this application marks that particular spot as free, and it's available for someone else to park. So that's crowd parking at a very basic phase 1 release. We are working on a lot of the functionalities, and especially taking advantage of the OpenXC platform. So through OpenXC platform, we will be providing more analytics, the service maintenance for a particular car. Like we are planning to remind the users when it's time for them to get the car serviced, things like that. We are integrating, we are planning to work with different merchants to offer deals such as Groupons and things like that. They can see, what good deals they can find for getting their car repaired or getting it inspected or things like that. We are planning to add in a gaming technology as well in order to motivate the users to keep using the application by inviting other friends to the application, and thereby competing with other users by the number of parking spots they discover. Other interesting things, we are definitely excited about the OpenXC platform and what it could offer us in enhancing this application. Is for a car which this app is tightly integrated with OpenXC. We are trying to automatically check in and check out the user at different parking spots without even the need of user picking a vehicle and duration and things like that. At this point, when the vehicle is stopped and the user locks the car and walks away, through OpenXC, we'll determine that the car has come to a standstill and automatically check in and check out the user. We are also trying to integrate parking payments by that way, so users can pay for their parking meters like on an hourly or on an hourly basis. So these are some of the things we are planning to integrate for our next release. And thanks for the opportunity. We wish you find this app as exciting as we find it working on it. We also have a web version of the app. I put in the URL for the challenge submission. Users can always go in and register their car or manage their vehicle, look for deals and things like that through the web application as well, and not when they are at their home and they don't have to use the mobile device. Thank you. That's Crowd Park. Thanks for the opportunity.